Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. Woo! Let me tell you, holy crap. That's about what I've got to say about the Kinera Hodur. Oh my god. Wow. Alright. Video over. See ya. Actually, this is a suggestion from my buddy Sforzable. Y'all take your credit card, debit cards, put them in a bowl of water, put that bowl of water in the fridge, pause the video, and then come back in like 2 or 3 hours so that it's frozen solid and you can't use it, because I'm about to shill the heck out of this set. There you go. Anyway, this was purchased with my own personal money, $178 on AliExpress. Regular price, $2.99. Yep. That's Haoda Store. So they were like the best. This was my 4th time trying to order this set. The first 2, the product failed to ship from the other 2 sellers. I think one was Sound Color and one was something else. Anyway, they didn't work out. The 3rd one was the scam on the shop app. So that, by the way, everybody, that finally did get resolved. I did get credited back, owed nothing. That's all cleared away. So thanks to, obviously, Affirm and for what little they did shop for helping to clear that up. They shouldn't have let it happen in the first place, but that's another story. Anywho, so this was the 4th attempt to purchase this set, and it actually worked out, and I ordered it from Haoda, Haoda, on AliExpress. Highly recommend that store. I had this inside of a week. It was delivered late on a Sunday evening. Not sure how happy I was about that. Not because of me, because I was fine getting it done, but I'm not really like for people like delivering non-essential stuff at 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday. That's just me. Anyway, it came inside of a week, and I've been nothing but happy. Let me tell you, I've had this for over a week. I've been dying to do the review of it, but had a couple of things happen. I had to do that CT scan. By the way, that was a bitch, and I am still in excruciating pain from that process, so I'm not super happy about that, but is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, so we're pushing through, because this is definitely worth pushing through for. In the box, you're going to get a nice amount of things. You would expect that from Kinera. They do an excellent job of accessorizing, and they do a really nice job with the unbox. There's your owner's manual and story of Hodur. He's Baldur's brother. Loki got him to kill him. Really crappy story, but everybody ended up like getting resurrected and forgiven and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, Loki back at work again. Fuckwad. I can't stand that guy. Actually, I used to love him. Like I should name my cat Loki. Come to think of it, outside of the Marvel comic series, Marvel Cinematic Universe Loki show, like he's kind of a dick. And I know he's gotten to be better now, supposedly, but yeah. Anyway, Kinera makes a set called Imperial Loki. That's their flagship. That's their top level set. Someday I hope to be able to try it, Sally. Anyway, inside the box, you're going to get a full set of Final E ear tips, Final Type E ear tips. Those are great. I did use them for some of the testing. The earphones are in here safely. And then you get a 4.4 and a 3.5 termination. Here's the cable. The cable is the only thing that was a little underwhelming on this package. Now, granted, this is a 2-year-old set, so I don't know that people were paying as much attention as they are now to included cables, but this would be on the less nice side of things. I mean, it's still perfectly functional. The only thing I didn't really like about it, other than the fact that it feels kind of flimsy, is that these ear hooks are super, super, super aggressive, and it's because the chassis is small. So I think that they did that. They might have overcompensated so that people wouldn't have them falling out of their ears, especially those with larger ears. But I found them uncomfortable, so I actually did 0 testing with the stock cable. What I used instead, was an IVIPQ cable. I think this is it's either the 105 or the 127. I ordered both, and I can't remember which is which, but the blue went with the blue. It's really pretty, actually. Here, let me shed some light on it. There we go. So yeah, it was a nice match, actually, and comfortable, and the cable's great, and no complaints there. All right, back to the box. You're gonna get your vocal ear tips. I love these vocal ear tips. I use them all the time. I'm glad I've got another set. And then the balanced ear tips. And the balanced ear tips I did end up utilizing quite a bit. Ear tips I used, Final E, the TRN-T ear tips, which were great, stock ear tips, and Divinus Velvet. They did not seem to be super tip dependent. The Final E might have brought the bass up a little bit too much, but they were still pretty clear. They never got muddy. It just, wasn't as balanced as the other tips were. So there's your unboxing right there. Let's see if we can get this back on so I can flip it over and read you some specs. All right, so impedance is 8 ohms, sensitivity 106 decibels. It felt more sensitive than that, but that could be because the impedance is on the low side. Frequency response range 5 hertz to 40 kilohertz, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz for us, of course. And it is a single DD, single BA, and single Emmer effin EST. And that, my friends, is what makes this set special. We'll get into why. I've never had an EST set before. This is my first one, and if this is any indication as to how they sound, I will be getting more. There we go. On the build of the Hodur, it's hard to say Hodur because it kind of feels like you're saying Hodur. But Hodor is like the dude from Game of Thrones that ended up holding the door to let the kiddos escape. So, yeah, if I say Hodor, I apologize. If I say Hodur, I sound like I'm, from East Texas. Nothing wrong with that, just kind of, makes me go into a southern accent. The build quality on these is exceptional. They are a very small chassis in comparison to what you see a lot of these days. So that means that the ergonomics are wonderful. They go so far into your ears that you're like, is this an automatic? But no, like super comfortable. You don't feel like you're being intruded upon in that sense. But it also allowed me to, I didn't have to use different size ear tips for them because they were in there so far and so securely that I could just go with straight mediums and everything was fine. And so that was a nice change of pace for me because I'm usually going medium right, large left, or medium large left, whatever is available. But in this case, mediums were just fine, which is really, really cool. So yeah, build, fit, comfort, everything on these is as you would expect for $300. Not that you should pay $300 for them, because you shouldn't. There's too many sales and coupons and all that kind of stuff going on that you should never have to do it. But if you do buy them, go to Haoda. And no, I'm not affiliated. I just love them because they were so nice and so fast. And I actually got the product. That helps. So, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. And the case is super nice too. Look. Hodur. Extra tips in there. Oh, did I use the Duno SNS? Yeah, I did use the Duno SNS tips. Those were okay too. Took a little too much off the base for my tastes. And as you can see, some of the testing was done on the TA22. They ate that shit up. Oh my god, that was a really nice pairing. Now, I know not all y'all have the ability or even the desire to have a $500 hybrid DAC amp, but let's just say that was a nice match. But they also played extremely well off of the FIO K11 and the Zendak V2. I mean, they weren't super particular insofar as sound quality goes. They just kind of they were fine with whatever I put them through. Let's take a look at the graph, shall we? Have a little sip of coffee, pardon me. Not a lot of sleep last night, unfortunately, for this dude. But that's alright, we'll get there. Um, graph. Graph is important on this because I feel like it is a very accurate representation of what you're going to hear. So this one actually pretty much sounds like it graphs, and that is cool. Look at how balanced this thing is. Look at how crazy balanced it is. The bass, the mid bass, tops out right around 90 on the SPL, 90 decibels, and 89 at the ear gain. And then this treble is super nicely extended, but if you follow like a line down, it comes off just enough that it's not fatiguing and not sibilant. So sibilance usually occurs right here at 6 to 7K. Very smartly, there's a dip there. The ear gain is plenty, I would say, plenty energetic, not overly energetic. So you're getting a nice amount of ear gain without it shouting at you. This does not shout at you, which is super nice. And then this extension in the treble, all the way up till it hits the cliff at about 13K, it springs back up 16 to 20. That could have an impact on, that could be the EST for all I know. I don't know that I'm hearing anything up there anyway, but I can tell you the treble is fantastic. Here's my term for the treble: shimmery. It is so cool. Like, I've never heard treble like this before. And it may not be like, I'm not going to call it unnatural. It may be supernatural. Maybe that's the best way to put it. It's kind of supernatural, right? So you're picking details out of the minutia, like, just with ease. And the fact that it's got this energy because it's got so much yummy, delicious, like, bass. And it's well controlled. It's defined. It's detailed. It just balances. It just balances itself out between those two. And the mids, they don't go too far down, There's a little bit of a dip, but you're going to see that in most sets these days. I don't call it V-shaped. It's not like the mids drop out. Vocals are fantastic. Male and female vocals really shine on this thing. This is an example of 3 really high-quality drivers implemented, tuned, just right. Like, just right. In my opinion. And for me, for what I like to listen to. So, insofar as what we're looking at for like genres, test tracks, etc., these are my number 1 set for metal, like, of anything that I've had. And I'm not going to give them a perfect score because I don't know if there is such a thing yet. We'll see. But this is as close to perfection for metal, and I'm talking about all subgenres of metal, all the way across the board. It played just near perfectly amazing. Just really cool. So my metal rating on these is going to be a 9.8. I don't know if I'll ever rate anything higher than that. I don't, because these are so good for metal. I like speechless. That good, right? Something about them. If you can handle Lamb of God, Slaughter to Prevail, Meshuggah, and then just as easily handle Tool, Mastodon, Rage Against the Machine, which is, they're kind of a hybrid, but amazing, just amazing, and then you bring in Sleep Token and Spirit Box, and they just, like, vocals, a little bit more vocal oriented, a little more clean vocals going on, just brilliant. Both in male and female. Courtney and the other dude, the dude from Sleep Token, I don't know what his name is, and I feel like a jerk, but I know the drummer is 2. I know that's his name. Stage name, I would hope. But anyway, so 2's drumming is really sick. Those of you who follow Sleep Token and listen to Sleep Token know that. You can hear everything. Even the ghost strikes, like, even the strikes that are almost there but don't quite happen, like, it's crazy. This is such a good set for metal. I love it. Now, how did it do for the other genres? It did great. My sort of feeling on things is if it can handle metal well, it's going to handle just about anything else, unless it's like a super bass monster, super V-shaped. This one is not. So definitely handled jazz, classical, opera. It handled pop, K-pop, and rock and alt-rock. Like, everything I threw at it, it did a wonderful job with. It just really, really shined with metal, right? I can't say enough about them. If you're a metalhead, this is a must-have set for you. I know that might go against what you can afford to spend, and I apologize for that. I'm not trying to take you out of your price range, but if you can get it on sale and get it under $200, oh my God, yeah, absolutely, because it definitely sounds like it's a $300 to $500 set for me, for what I've experienced so far. What's the most expensive set that I've tried? Performer 8, I think. It's like $380. I'd say it's easily as good as the Performer 8. Easily. And more bass, so like for me it's better. Like my personal preference, it's better. And that is the caveat to this whole review. This is to my tastes. This hits, outside of maybe a little bit more sub bass, this hits my target pretty much dead on. Like if I had a target, which at some point I'll probably come up with, this is it, right? If I boosted the sub bass up, if I like boosted that up maybe 2 decibels, it would be perfect. But they have it tuned this way for a reason. I'm not gonna question that. That's how they tuned it. It sounds freaking phenomenal. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that this might not be for everybody, even though I think it's a really good all-rounder. But it is so good for metal that if you don't listen to metal, you might be missing the best parts of it. That's what I'm gonna say. Wow. It was worth the wait. It was worth all of the trouble. It was even worth the freaking scam on Shop. It was worth all that. So yeah, it's here. I've been listening to it for a week. I've been dying to do this review, but had to wait a couple of days till I was back in my right mind. But now that I am, I can honestly tell you it gets a highly recommended from me. Absolutely. I think that it's 100% worth $300. I think it's an insane deal if you can get it for under $2, and you should be able to get it for under $2 next sales cycle on Ali from Haoda. Make sure you go there. I'll link them in the description. They've got other stuff too, obviously. So good people, good store, good prices. You can't really ask for more than that, and fast shipping, considering it's Ali and it's coming from China. I think that's all I got for you on the Hodur today, because it's kind of speaks for itself. If you're a metalhead and you've got the funds, pick them up in the next sales cycle. I promise you. I stake my entire tiny little reputation in this niche hobby. I'll stake that tiny little thing on there, because, well, these are tiny little cute. They're growers, not showers. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it for today. Next up, I know you guys have all been waiting for this one. My buddy Swarzable FedExed them to me. So, arriving today, the Jazeer Butterfly 61T. That'll be your next review. Hope to have it up Sunday or Monday. For now, love y'all. Nothing but peace to you, and we'll see ya.